Hi, Manny. Thanks for having me.
Yes, thanks for joining us today on today's edition of Urban Odyssey. How are you doing, first of all? Let's start that way. How are you
Um,
doing? How is the country and
well,
everything
Manny,
around you?
I
How
want
is
to say,
everything?
I want to say that I'm doing good, but
Hmm.
it's funny that you were talking about driving to arrive alive because just yesterday morning,
Okay.
I was on my way to the mainland, and I just suddenly heard a loud crash behind me. Somebody had hit my car from
Oh
behind,
my
and the
goodness.
damage was horrible. And
Oh
I was
my
just like,
goodness.
oh, come
Let me
on
guess what the person
now.
said. I'm sorry.
Ah,
Sorry. Emma Binu.
Manny,
Oh.
it would have been better if the person said sorry. He didn't say sorry. He just said, I'm fixing it. I'm fixing
Wow,
it.
wow, wow. But hope the person fixed it though. Did the person
Well,
fix
this
it
was
though?
just yesterday. I've had my car dropped off at the garage, and
Okay.
yeah, I'm sure he will come correct.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. I was just saying because every other day I go out, it feels like I must see one crash or another.
Oh,
It's
so
crazy.
yesterday on Third Mainland Bridge, I saw two
Hmm.
horrible accidents, right? So I saw three accidents yesterday. I saw one on Osborne Road, and then on my way back to the island, I saw two on Third Mainland Bridge. One was on the left and one was on the right, and the accidents were like really horrible. So it's a good thing that you're actually telling people
Yeah.
to drive safe, and be careful because it's crazy.
I mean, what do we have? We just have one life, and we have to live it well,
Mm-hmm.
in good health too, and in safety, which is very, very important. I
Important.
don't know wherever it is you are going to, try as much as possible to be safe. That's the most important thing. Try as much as possible to be safe. All right, let's get down to the business of the day. We're talking about the impact of social media. Social media is one thing that has come to stay. It is where we are at right now. Even if you don't like it, even if you are one of those people that say, I don't want to be a part of social media, I don't want to belong to any social media handle, I don't want to do anything that has to do with social media. I've had people like that, that would come and judge and tell you social media is crazy, and it's at that stage where anything you do or put out, it could go viral, people could see, you know, and it's a lot. But let's look at the impact on celebrities too, like you, the impact it has on an actress like you. Let's look at the positives first of all.
Okay.
Tell me about how social media has impacted you, your work, your career, and everything about it.
Okay, so first off, you know how you were saying that some people say they don't want to have anything to do with social media?
Yeah.
I can understand that because people have their strengths, right? And not
Mhm.
everybody's strength is social media. Because they have to post like really pretty pictures, they have to come up with like really witty captions that will like
Mhm.
capture people's attention and all that. So I get it when people say it's not really their thing, right? But what are the positives? I mean, it's getting increasingly difficult to hold people's attention. So when an actress like me does a film
Yeah.
and it's coming out and I want everybody to know about it, where's the first place that I go?
Social
Yeah,
media.
social media so that people can see my work. Or if I'm travel vlogging or I'm going somewhere and I want people to see this is what I'm up to, where's the first place I go? It's social
Social
media.
media.
So I think social media is just like a really good way to disseminate information, especially if it's work related and it's stuff you want people to know. If it's stuff that will pay you and put money in your pocket, depending on the number of people who know about it, then I mean that's a really positive, use of social media. And then even apart from acting, right? You know how you introduced me, you said I'm a doctor, right?
Yeah.
So there are many things that I do apart from acting, and stuff around public health is one of those things, and also disseminating information just about how people can live like healthier lives, things that people can do, just like even advising people about what to do and what not to do. Social media is a great way to get those things out there because you have people say, oh my goodness, I didn't know that this was possible, I didn't know that I should do this, I didn't know I should have done that. So yeah, social media does have its good sides, but then I like to call it a double-edged sword.
Yeah, exactly. A double-edged sword because obviously we have, just like we have the positives,
Yeah,
we also have the
the
negative. Have you
negatives.
ever um, been unable to control some negatives around you? Have you ever had that time where you had some negatives with social media, but and you were unable to
To
control them?
control it, not really, and the reason is because I'm really careful about what I
What
put
you
out
put out
there.
there?
Yeah, I'm careful about what I share. So I like people to to partake in like my work and like my travels, you know. But when it comes to things like personal life,
Yeah.
I tend to be very jealous about that.
Mhm.
So because I'm careful about the things I put out there, I haven't really had a situation where you know, something was put out there and I couldn't control it. But I mean, there have been several times that stuff that wasn't true was put out there, but it wasn't stuff I was really bothered about. And it's a problem with social media. Nobody really verifies anything.
Mhm.
You know, blogs can just post
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Instagram handles can just post
Mhm.
whatever, and
Fake
yeah,
pages can
nobody
just come
cares.
and
Nobody
post.
cares
Yeah.
to verify. Everybody just talks, you know. So luckily, even though I've had that happen to me a few times, it wasn't anything that was so serious that I found, you know,
Mm.
I found it needful to refute the information or whatever. So yes, everybody. I think everybody on some level has been a
You've
victim of
not heard that
false information on
you've not
social
heard
media.
that you snatched someone's husband
No, no,
from
no, no, no,
somewhere
no,
or
no, no, no. I'm not likely to hear that one.
is being a celebrity, or would I say is being an actress as you are a celebrity, is it difficult? Is it hard?
um, hmm. So I'll tell you something. Remember how I was talking about being a private person, right? Some
Yeah.
people might say if you're such a private person, then maybe you don't have any business being in an industry
Because
such as this,
obviously,
right? Yeah, but acting is a profession just like any
any
other
other, yeah.
one, right? And being a celebrity like comes with, okay, I like to say that being an actor is a profession and being a celebrity is just the stuff that comes with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So some people will tell you, I'm not a celebrity, I'm just an actor, it's my job, it's the stuff that I do. Because you do show up to work just like, you know, any other profession. And you do your thing, you make it happen. And the fact that people recognize you, that is just an offshoot of what you do. So
Mm.
Manny, I just came back from a four-country West African, I don't know, call it a tour if you like.
Okay.
When I left Nigeria, the plan, I was going to Accra for something. So I was literally just going to fly into Accra and fly back to Lagos. But when I got to Accra, I said, you know, Cote d'Ivoire is not far away. I should just go. For the last time I went was like 20 years ago. So I went to Cote d'Ivoire. And then when I got there, I was like, you know, Liberia is not far away. I should just go to Liberia. And then I was like,
The
Sierra
next
Leone
tour
is
you're
just
going
next
to,
door.
I'll just
You
sneak
just
into
beat
your
my
bag.
bag at me. So why I even brought this up is the fact that in all these countries that I went to, people knew me. You know, you're just doing your thing here.
And you never
You
know
don't
who's
even realize
watching.
the kind of
Yeah.
impact here that you have on people. And in one of the hotels that I was in, something kind of scary happened, and I was happy that I was actually checking out that day because they recognized me on my last day there, and then they came to my door and they were really like, you know, knocking on my door and trying to open my door, like, oh, they want a picture, they want, you know, and I felt unsafe. So I was happy that that was the day that I was checking out because if that had happened on like my first day or whatever, I'd probably had to leave that hotel sooner. So what's the point that I'm trying to make? You are private, but you don't really have your privacy because of the kind of work that you do. You know, to be recognized not just in West African countries, like practically every country that you go to, the UK, in the US, practically everywhere, people know you, people recognize you. Cause you can't just do your thing you know, privately or silently or whatever.
You're not just
You
an
kind of have to be
ordinary
conscious.
person like that
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah, you kind of have to be conscious of the fact that people are watching. And these days, the mobile phones could be recording. So yeah.
We've heard a lot of people get recorded, whatever it is you're saying, before you know it, you hear it played, you know, on the internet. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, have you ever felt pressure? Or let me put it this way: do you feel the pressure, or do you think celebrities feel pressure to maintain a certain perfect image of themselves?
Do celebrities feel pressure? Definitely, because celebrities are criticized a lot. Like I might even have said something on the radio now that somebody will listen to tomorrow and come out and say, Kiki, why did you say that, and blah blah blah. And then sometimes they're forced to come out to apologize, you know, so there is a lot of pressure. Do I feel pressure? Not exactly, because like I said, I'm always careful about the stuff that I put out there. And I'm not likely to find myself in a situation, you know, where I'm now pressured to, you know, apologize about something that was said or whatever. But yes, there is a lot of pressure because there's a lot of criticism that comes with being in the spotlight. So you have to be extra careful about the things you do, extra careful about the things that you say, extra careful about the things that you put out there. I've seen celebrities make videos of themselves in their houses, and somebody comes and criticizes, oh, why is your child doing this? Why you're allowing your child to do that? Why does your living room look like this?
Mm.
Oh my goodness, the pressure is crazy.
Wow.
So
And you
yeah,
just forget that these people are just
human
regular human beings
beings,
like
just
you.
like you, like I
The only
said.
difference is their lives are a little bit out there, or their work is
Their
just out
work,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So their work is out there, and then their lives are out there as a virtue of what
What
they
they do,
do.
yes.
Yeah.
Crazy. Okay, now let's talk about some of the things you've seen celebrities go through, some mistakes that you know that they have made intentionally. You know, how they've not been able to make themselves, shy away from the public, eyes of saying, cussing them out or saying stuff about them. So what would you say are some of the mistakes that celebrities make genuinely
Hmm.
without knowing, without even knowing? This is not you now.
No, no, no. I know.
What you
I get
see,
you. I
like
get
what you
you.
see, and you've looked at it and said, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to have issues like so. I better stay on my lane.
Oversharing.
I just
Oversharing.
mm,
Oversharing. There are people that you know what they're up to every second of the day. And let's be honest, man, it's not very safe. We've heard things in recent times about people that because they posted that this is where they were at a certain point in time, they got killed. I'm
true,
talking celebrities now.
true.
Yeah, so oversharing, I think, is a big problem. I personally don't usually post about being at a place until I've left that place. Yeah, personally, something that I do personally. People might say, "Oh, I'm overdoing it or whatever," but yeah, I just think that people
You'll
should
say
be
you're running away
careful.
from village people.
Well, I don't know however they want to put it. They can put it however they want to put it, but yeah, I just think people need to be more careful about oversharing. There's some stuff that is not necessary for people to know. There are some people they want to even what they had for dinner, what they had for breakfast, what school their children go to. You just know everything about them because they put it all out there. I think that's the first mistake that a lot of people make, and receive criticism for certain things because when you're putting out so much, at some point you're bound to put out something that people will criticize or people will have negative opinions about, right? So yeah, if I had to say anything, I would say oversharing.
Now, Nollywood is a really big industry right now. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's doing numbers, crazy numbers. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people doing a whole lot of good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still the conversations around it not being united amongst, actors and, lots of people. There's still the conversation that I've heard this. This one is like an, outside gist. I don't know how true it is. You might, clarify and tell me. A lot of people would say there's voodoo. Some people use bringing voodoo to. I don't know if you believe in it. Some people would say there's beef in it among different people. Let's look at the dark side of Nollywood
Mm-hmm.
with your experience and what you think you have seen. That you feel like these are some of the ills that you don't want to get yourself involved in, but it's there. It happens. What can you say?
So you know that voodoo thing that you talked about? Um, I've been hearing about it before I even became an actor. But it hasn't been my personal experience in all the years that I've been in Hollywood, So it's just something that you hear about, or if you don't experience, then you don't experience. I've personally never experienced it. Okay. The thing about beef, I mean, come on, we're human beings now, so there's definitely going to be beef. Even if you were working in a bank or in a hospital or wherever, that beef is always going to be there. There are always going to be people that think that you don't deserve to be where you are,
True.
and they'll beef you as a result of that, or people that feel like, oh, you're always getting all the good gigs, or there's a lot of attention on you without you even trying. So those things are always going to happen. So the beef thing, it's normal. I think that's obtainable anywhere, really.
Have you had any beef with any of your any?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, at least you
but,
must
but,
have.
but here's
At
the
least you
thing.
must
Oh,
have had
no,
like
no,
one or
but, no,
two
no, but here's the thing about
ladies.
beef. Here's the thing about beef, Manny, right? You know that you could just be on your own and somebody's beefing you and you don't know. So yeah,
True,
so when I say not that I know of, I'm not saying there never has been.
Yeah.
I'm just not aware of
But
any beef.
you have not intentionally like had someone in mind like this
This
particular
person,
person, this particular person.
no, not that I can remember. I can't say that I've liked everyone I've worked with. Obviously, I haven't. But to the point of actually beefing or trying to, yeah.
What was like your favorite actor or actresses that you worked with that you said be like, I really like working with these people. Though it's on a professional level,
On a
but
professional level.
you feel like you feel more comfortable working with these
There's so
people?
many. There's so many because people know these people on screen and they know their social media personas,
Mm.
but they don't really know how they are personally. Even though some of them will actually put it out there, like someone like Kunle Remy, for instance. Everybody knows the kind of person that Kunle is because of his social media persona, but that's
Yeah.
exactly who he is in real life. So he's a lot
Oh,
of
it's
fun
same thing
yeah,
real
Kunle
life.
is a lot of fun to work with because he's very playful and he's all over the place. So Kunle is a lot of fun. Gabriel Afolayan, I absolutely love working with because you also clown around quite a lot. Okay, Uzuishi. They're just a number of them. Frederick Leonard, there are a number of people that, you're on set to them and it's just a good time all through.
Mm.
So, yeah.
All right, ladies, guys, we've been speaking with Kiki Omeili. Omeili. Yeah. Omeili.
Yeah.
She's from Anambra State, yeah. And she's an actor, doctor. Like I said, when we come back from this break, we'll talk about her and her work, some project that she's been on about. Also, there's a whole lot of sides to her that she's going to tell us here. Not just the acting side. She's going to tell us other things about her. Let's go take this break. When we come back, Urban Odyssey will continue. We'll be back.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for choosing that particular song. It was a beautiful song, by the way.
It is.
Okay, let's talk a bit. Welcome back, guys, to Urban Odyssey. Let's talk a bit about your projects now, what you've been on and about. Tell us a bit about it and where you are going to, where you are taking us to in this 2025. What we should expect from you in 2025.
I'm really glad that you asked that question because I do have something coming out on Netflix tomorrow.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah, you heard that here first. Yes.
Yeah, it's a limited series
Okay.
from Ebony Life Studios. It's
Okay.
called Baby Farm.
Making babies.
And it stars a whole lot of amazing actors and actresses. You have
Beautiful.
Rita Dominic on it, Joseph Benjamin, Onyinye Odokoro, who's a fantastic actress, Folu Storms, my humble self. I don't even know why I didn't call myself first. And yeah, so there are a whole lot of people.
Just being humble. You just play.
The reason I really like this project is that it's not just an entertaining project. It talks about a subject that needs to be talked about. So it's Baby Farm, obviously, and it just addresses people who would go to any lengths for a baby. So the things that people who take advantage of people's desperation.
Lots of kids, like planted somewhere.
Yeah. So Baby Farm.
Excellent.
Yeah. So I mean, people take advantage of people's desperation and have children, right? So it's something we need to talk about because there are all sorts of baby factories, and all sorts of things going on in Nigeria. So yeah, that story needs to be told, and it's very entertaining. It's a thriller, lots of suspense, lots of drama, lots of fantastic acting. So people need to look out for that. It drops on Netflix tomorrow, March 21st. So yeah,
Baby
people need to look
Farm
out for that.
dropping
Baby
on
Farm.
Netflix tomorrow.
Yeah,
You
Baby
guys,
Farm.
please will I see that one. And also, I'll still give my review after seeing it.
Yes, please
tomorrow.
do.
I'll
Yeah,
still give
please
my
do.
review after seeing that tomorrow.
Please do. And obviously there are other things I'm up to, but they are not out yet. But I'll keep you guys informed, as time goes on. But you also mentioned that I'm,
She means she will keep me informed. Keep you informed.
all join as
Yeah.
long as they are informed,
Absolutely.
right? You mentioned I'm a travel enthusiast, and I have a travel vlog. It's called.
How did the
Kiki's
whole
Wanderlust.
travel thing start? Did it start as a hobby or it started as a career?
It still is a hobby, if I'm being honest. That's why I say I'm a travel enthusiast.
How many countries have you been?
At this point, I think it's like 45.
Wow.
Yeah. How did it start? My dad, I think, is responsible for that. Because my dad, I think I get that from him. My dad was, a waka waka in his heyday. And he just used to, go all over the whole place. And he would drive. He used to drive all over because Nigeria was like really safe back then and all that. So at some point, he was working in the north, right? And he put his entire family in this station wagon, and we just started touring the entire north. So we went from Plateau State because he was in Jos at that time, to Kano, to Zaria, Kaduna, to Gongola because it was Gongola at that time, to Bauchi, Yankari Game Reserve. And I actually always say that, Bauchi State, Yankari Game Reserve is the first time that I went on a safari. So my first safari experience was right here in Nigeria. That's how fantastic Nigeria was back then in the 90s. But I don't know. Things are the way that they are now. I think that was my introduction to my love for travel because I had this excitement every time that we had to see a new place. And then when Daddy was paying for trips, we would do like the whole US, UK or whatever. When I now started making money and I could travel on my own, then I started to spread my wings and to go to all kinds of places. So yeah, it just makes me happy to move around and see different cultures, experience different people, just see different things instead of staying in one place and thinking that your way is the only way. You just experience how other people live and how they do their
How
thing.
many languages can you speak now?
When you get to a place, you just learn certain things that they say,
Yeah.
but I don't ever stay long enough to actually learn the language. So it's still my good old Igbo and English that I speak. But I mean, you go to places, they tell you, oh, that the way we say welcome here is Akwaba or Karibu or whatever. You learn. You learn their phrases and you use it when you communicate with them.
All the 40
So, yeah.
something countries you've traveled to, which would
Yeah.
you say you've had like the best experience ever?
I really liked Iceland because it was a different kind of country. It was crazy cold, but it was very beautiful. So I really liked Iceland. South Africa was good because of Cape Town. I say Cape Town is easily like the most beautiful place I've ever been to in my life. It's almost like it's not
Wow.
real. Yeah, it's so beautiful. It's crazy. Kenya I really enjoyed too because they don't play with their wildlife and they make so much money from
You
it.
seem to love adventure a lot.
I like adventure. I like nature. So people don't like to travel with me because I like to walk. I'll go to national parks and I'll walk and walk. They'll be like, "Why are you doing this on vacation? Why are you doing this to us?" So yeah, that's my thing. That's my kind of vacation.
Beautiful. It's time for us to play game with Kiki. I know she wasn't expecting this, but hey,
Oh my
you
god.
can never ever predict money. Yes, you can just come up with anything. So this game I'm gonna play with you. I've played with all the celebrities and all the people that I have, brought on this show, and even at my outdoor event, and I can tell you for free, no one has been able to win this game. And it's so sad, it's so crazy. I don't know why.
Why would you do this?
And I feel like it would be bad, in my opinion, if I just keep doing this and no one just wins this particular game. So where it's called the pressure game. Yeah, I'm just going to put you under pressure for 1 minute. But if you can hold on and withstand that pressure for 1 minute, then you are the winner of this particular game. So I would ask questions, and you must not, you cannot answer with yes or no, or any of the abbreviations have to be yes or no. Meaning you cannot say not, you can say cannot, shouldn't, wouldn't, never, aren't, any of the. You can't say any of the nots.
You can't say any nots.
You can't say any not. It's that very very serious.
Manny, this is why nobody has ever won this game now.
Yeah,
Because
so
it's not even possible.
it was time for the pressure game, and like I said, you cannot say yes, no, or any of the abbreviations that have to do yes or no. Meaning you cannot say cannot, shouldn't, wouldn't, don't, and any of those things. You can't stall. You can't waste time. As I'm. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
When last did you slap someone? The time has to go back because already.
Oh, Manny, no, you can't do this to me. Okay,
Let's go again.
Okay,
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Have you ever been in a situation where you had to insult someone?
I struggle to remember
You struggle to remember.
if I have been in that situation.
Have you ever slapped someone before?
I struggle to remember.
You are repeating your answer
What's wrong with repeating my answers?
because you can't repeat your answers.
Who says?
Me, I said you can't repeat your answer.
Why would Manny say?
Why you say yes now? One more chance because you missed two already now. One more. Taking your time back. Starting again, taking your time back. All right. Kiki, have you ever been in love?
I have been in love.
How did it feel?
It felt wonderful.
Would you like to mention the name of the first person you were in love with?
I doubt that.
Because he's an alien.
because it's not.
Not,
Not.
not, not.
Manny, this game is impossible to win now. Come on, Manny. This game is impossible to
Oh,
win.
so at the end of the day, Manny wins.
This is why Manny always wins. It's not a fair game.
Okay, Kiki. Thank you so much. Before you go, I know into lots of outreaches. Can you just tell us a bit about it and what the zeal is, or what prompts you into doing lots of these outreaches and all that?
Yeah, okay. I am a doctor. Even though I don't practice clinical medicine, I just feel like, that part of me is still very much alive, and I owe it to people to, give them the knowledge that I have. So what's a good way to do this? To use my platform as an actor, to get a lot of information out there. So when I produce movies, which hasn't been a lot, but when I produce movies, I get that information out there. But another good way is through public health activities and outreaches, right? And a lot of the people who are beneficiaries of these outreaches, they really, really need the service. Like when you do outreaches and you do things like blood pressure or blood sugar, or even dental procedures or whatever, they really need these things, and many of them are unable to afford it by going to a hospital. So if you have like good sponsorship, I have a foundation, it's called the Kickstart Foundation. We do some of those outreaches, but I also lend myself and my services to other foundations outreaches, because I like to say that I'm a servant. If you need my help with any of those things to better people's lives, then I'll make myself available. So many of the people in these communities that we go out to do the outreaches, especially the children, they need many of these services, even immunizations, mosquito nets, and all whatnot. But many of them just cannot afford, to go to the hospital or whatever. So when you do those outreaches, it's kind of like a relief for them, and it's also a good opportunity to educate them about certain things that they do that are not good for them, and when they stop those things, they can live healthier lives. So yeah, it's just one of the parts of me, just one of the things that I do.
Beautiful, well put there. Thank you so much for that. We gotta go. Time fast spent. I've been with actor, doctor, travel enthusiast. Yes, I can say that. And all-round, wonderful person, Kiki Omeili. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
I hope we can always do this again.
Sure thing. I'm gonna come again, but I won't play that game again.
My name is Manny. Have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. Right.